Welcome to this lesson on determining slope. After this lesson, students will be able to determine the slope of lines from a graph. In the discussion, you were asked which line does not belong or is different from the others. There is more than one answer to choose and explain. You may have said P is the only one that is negative or going down. T is the only one with no arrows. K is the only one with no points. And M is the only one with no slope, or it is horizontal. In a previous lesson, you learned how to identify the 4 types of slope. Remember, slope is how steep a line is. We read slope of lines like a book, from left to right. There are 4 types of slope. Positive if a line is going up or increasing. Negative if a line is going down or decreasing. No slope or zero slope if the line is horizontal. And undefined if a line is vertical. This is how we will determine the slope of lines. We determine the slope or steepness of a line by counting the vertical distance and horizontal distance. We must carefully choose points on the graph to use and count from. Then, we write the answer as a fraction and represent it with the letter M. Another name for this is rise over run. Rise is either up or down, positive or negative, but notice run is always to the right. Now we will find the slope of this line. First, we must carefully identify points to use on the line. We should not necessarily use the arrows. Now we start on the left of the line and count our vertical distance either up or down. This line is going up, and so we count positive 4. This is our top number or numerator. Next, we count our horizontal distance to the right and see 5. This is our bottom number or denominator. Remember, slope is represented with an M and written as a fraction with 2 numbers. Our final answer is the slope is M equals 4 over 5 or 4/5. Let's try another example here. Again, we will carefully identify points on the line to use. Then we begin with starting on the left and counting either up or down. In this case, up. Our slope will be positive 3 on top, and we count to the right 2. Positive 2 on the bottom. We recall slope is represented with M, and our answer is a fraction. So the slope is M equals 3 over 2. Now it's your turn to try this example. Pause the video and determine the slope of this line. Now let's see how you did. We can identify our points to use, and starting on the left, we count up positive 2, then we count right 4. So the slope is M equals 2 over 4. What if I said there is another way to write the slope for this line? Let's see what I mean. Let's see how else we can determine the slope. Instead of using 2 points that are far away, we could choose 2 points that are close together. Then we can find the slope the same way. We count up positive 1, then count right 2. Now we see that the slope is M equals 1 over 2. The other way to determine the slope is to look at our original answer of 2 over 4. We can simplify and make those numbers smaller by dividing them both by 2, which will also make 1/2. We should always write the simplest form with the smallest numbers possible. In this example, what makes it different from the others we have seen so far? You may notice this line is going down, so the slope will be negative. Now let's do it. Starting on the left, we are counting down -2, then we count right 5. The slope is m equals -2/5. Keep in mind it's negative because the line is going downward. Let's look at one more negative slope line. We will start with our points again, and starting on the left, we are counting down -3. Then we count right 1. So the slope is m equals -3. We do not have to write the 1 on the bottom because -3 divided by 1 is just -3. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and find the slope of each of the lines from our discussion. Let's see how you did. The slope of P is -3/4. The slope of K is 1/3. The slope of M is 0 because it is horizontal. And the slope of T is 2 because your answer was 2/1. Coming soon in another lesson, we will see how slope relates to parallel and perpendicular lines. For now, try the practice posted for you.